Hello everyone and welcome back to Racing Formula League. Today we are here for Season 4 of at the Australian Grand Prix, and as you can see on the screen right now, we have 13 drivers, but before we get into that, I'm going to be your co-commentator for today, RFL714, and joining me in the commentary box is Tier 1 commentator himself, Morix. Take us away.
Hello everyone, just to clarify, I'm the co-commentator, I am the commentator for today.
Yeah, I mucked up already. Yeah, getting the rust, dusting off the rust, obviously, so yeah, hopefully we don't butcher too much of the commentary. So Morix, when was the last time you did the commentary for RFL?
Well, that was the end of last season, so that's going to be RFL Italy, and that was last week in the last game, which was about 5 weeks ago now, so a long time ago. It's good to be back for RFL Season 4, and a lot has changed. You've now got the pole position point, which is going to be crucial in this qualifying. You've got the fastest lap point as well, which is obviously in the wheel regulations for F1, and we've got a competitive grid. It's a low turnout compared to what we were expecting, but it's still a very competitive grid. And I think with these 13 drivers, 2 of which are reserves, we're going to have a cracking race today, because all these drivers are keen to make an impression, and all of them probably eventually want to get to Tier 1. And the best way to do that is performing well in the first few races of Tier 2.
Yeah, indeed. So, well, as you can see on your screen right now, we have BMGLewis and the RFL. Well, shall we do just like a brief rundown of the grid, shall we?
Well, can I just briefly mention BMGLewis 2005? He looks quick at this track. I've seen his time trial times. He is fastest of anybody in the entire league at the moment. None of his other time trials match that, but here, he seems to have something which makes him super fast. Whether he can repeat that today now and get a pole position, maybe the win, that remains to be seen. But at the moment, I think he looks very, very strong, and it'll be interesting to see what he can do and whether he can also repeat that into future races. But this race hasn't even started yet, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. But he looks strong. He's an early favourite. But then Tom Gorian, he looks interesting. I haven't seen much of his pace on this game. It'll be interesting to see how he does. Cheetah, he looks fast on this game. Reece Simo LFC, I'm not sure on his pace, to be totally honest, in that Williams car. And to be honest, when I drove that Williams on equal cars, I struggled, so don't know whether he's going to struggle as well. Alstra, he looks good at the moment, but I've not seen him drive yet. He did join after time trials, but he did get a full-time seat due to the nature at the time he joined. XJoe 576, I'm not sure on his pace either, to be honest. There's a lot of guys on pace. Scott, I know the paces. I think he's going to be midfield. If he can solidify with that with some good points today, that will kind of prove my suggestion. Power Quicks, I think he's quick, but he said himself he's not very quick, so it'll be interesting how he does. Driftkingpro gets the first lap of the session with a 21.8. That's the banker lap that everyone needs to go beat.
Yes, and the Alfa Romeo on the super soft, yeah, we're gonna have to get used to that, saying soft, medium and hards instead of super softs, softs and mediums, yeah. So hopefully over the course of the season, we're gonna get that right. Power Quicks, 23.2 on the hard compound tires, and
Alster's already out.
Alster. Yeah, let's see.
I have a feeling that can turn that in 10. That captures a lot of drivers out. I'm running on board with Cheetah, and there's no carnage there, so I'm not sure where Alster went out. He was on track, but I'm not sure what happened to him. And he's going to be starting to the back of the grid on his RFL debut. Not the way he would have gone as Scott goes off the track on my screen. Not the way he wants to be taking his lap. He is on a lap at the moment, so now he can back off and come back into the pits if he wants to get another lap on the board. But Power Quick though, good lap by him to set a 23.2 on those hards, while Driftkingpro on the soft compound, 2 compounds softer, probably about 1.4, 1.5 difference, which is the difference between himself and Power Cup. So those two looking strong at the moment.
Yes, so showing the pace difference of the tire compounds, I guess, the top two, 1.4 seconds. Maybe it's a little bit closer, you would think, as Joe goes second on the soft compound. So it looks like early days, but still, these guys are already putting in some fast laps already, don't you think?
Yep, obviously they're still getting used to the track, getting banker laps in. We'll probably end up seeing lap times from Driftkingpro about half a second faster than what he's done at the moment. Same with probably Joe as well, and obviously the guys in hards and mediums can go much quicker than they've set at the moment. So I think this is just these guys setting banker laps. I expect the Driftkingpro and ex-Joe and the Alfa Romeo and the Ferrari to potentially hit the low 21s by the end of the session, just because the first lap was a banker lap, and probably made a few errors and solidify it over the next 2 laps.
Oh, it's Joe has a bit of front wing. Ooh, nice. As Unleqitcheater. Okay. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Unleqitcheater, I call him.
Unleqitcheater.
Or just
get used to that.
Just call him Cheater.
Yep, Cheater. Elster says that he's gutted that he's crashed out of his first quali in RFL, but yeah, unfortunate. But on the flip side, he may, if he gets demoted a little bit more, just one more place, he'll get a free choice of tire in P11. So, yeah, let's see.
Alright,
it's not all one.
Just turn down the game volume on the stream.
Alright.
I usually have it about 20 or 30, and that works usually.
Yeah, I heard it's quite loud, and I don't know what to do with it. Wait,
so have you changed it?
No. Turn the game volume down, or...
No, go onto Twitch.
Okay.
On the menu it should have game volumes, or game sound. Yep, I'll get a message hopefully if it's still bad, because Callum G, thank you for that, he told me that the game sound was too high. BMGLewis on the medium, finishing a lap, comes across the line at 21.5, he was on soft, sorry, 2 tenths behind, behind Unleqitcheater. Not bad, but nowhere near his time trial standard at the moment. Whether he can improve on that time remains to be seen, but at the moment it looks a fight between two men, Cheater and Lewis, for pole position here in Australia.
Yes, well, hello to 11 of you. Yep, 11 of you in the chat room. Hopefully you guys can get a discussion going. Probably leave your predictions for pole position, because, well, I know for sure I won't be doing one. I'm not sure about Morix.
What, prediction for pole? I'm going to say Lewis.
Yeah. Okay. Lewis for pole. So let's see if you guys can get the right answer. If you guys get the right answer, maybe RFL will give you a chocolate or something. Yeah. So.
Nah.
Judging by the history, that has never happened. So yeah, we'll be fine. So as we head on to qualifying, 8 minutes of the session remaining. So, have you done a race around Australia 50%? What's the strategy like?
I mean, I've done career mode, but I do 100%, so I don't actually I haven't actually done a full race. But the strategy that have been suggested to me by the game is softs to mediums, when you start on the softs that is. But you have I found that the tyres wear really quickly with this new update. Whether that's just me and my driving style, or whether that is a thing for a lot of people, I'm not sure yet. And I think we'll see a variance of strategy. We could well see a two-stopper today from a couple drivers who can't make their tyres last, like I probably would have to do if I was doing this. So it's going to be interesting. A couple of people in the chat though just saying pole. So Ninja said Artie for pole. Damon said BMGLewis for pole. Tom Gorian for goal, for pole.
For goal.
So those are your three ones that they mentioned at the moment, but then none about the provisional pole man. Cheetah Darty is in 7th place on a 22.9 and goes off the track down at turn 4 or 3.
Right. Right. So, well, obviously the new game. Impressions, Moritz? I mean, obviously I've got the new graphics, lighting, and all. What do you make of it?
Yeah, at the moment I think it's really good. I did prefer the handling before the update. Don't know if that's an unpopular opinion or not, but I did prefer the handling before this new update. I don't like this new one, but some people seem to have found pace on it. Some people obviously seem to have lost pace relative to others. They've gained time but lost pace compared to others around them. So I think it's going to make it interesting because now we've got. Oh, what happened? Oh, that's Joe. And yep, he flicks it back round, but if he was on a lap, which I think he was, not the best way. He's spun again. He's got 6 minutes and 10 to return to the pit, so those tyres are going to be absolutely destroyed as Driftkingpro is now into P1 on a 21.3. I did say he'll get into the low 21s, and he has done that at the moment, but can he hold it in the last few moments of the session? He might well have one run left, but you've got Cheetah and his teammate Lewis yet to come out and set one final run, which they're probably going to do soon. As Joe has left the session, I'll invite him back now. So yeah.
Joe finding a bit of a tough time getting around the circuit. I think just pushing a little bit too much. But hopefully he'll get back into the lobby as soon as possible. Right. Coming across the line is Kubica. Goes P6 on the set of softs and puts his Ferrari to the 3rd row of the grid, provisionally. And 5 minutes remaining. I think we are expecting the fast laps to be coming in pretty shortly. Drift King, is he going to come in or is he going for another run? Yeah, he is coming in. Ooh, bit of a traffic jam going on, so hopefully that's not going to be too bad as the session goes on.
Yep, right, anyone on a lap at the moment, so obviously Kubica is now backed off. Labour Red Devil starting a lap at the moment. He is coming down towards turn 1. What can he do on this lap? At the moment his fastest lap is a 22.1. He just improved that by 2 tenths. That'll be up into 4th place, so that's probably his aim for this lap. But down towards turn 3 we go, clipping the apex very nicely, and then out wide for the sweeping left-hander, and then down towards the quick right, and then you've got the end of sector 1 split. 26.9, he's a 10th up on his personal best at the moment as he comes now down towards this long right-hander and into the 2nd sector. We've got now turn 8, I think this is, as he clips the apex. Don't want to take too much there, now out wide, down towards this quick and dangerous 9 and 10. How easy is it to make a mistake here? Extremely easy. 2nd sector split. He's lost a bit of time in the middle sector. He's lost 0.02 of a second, but he's still a 10th up, and at the moment, that will definitely put him up in place, but he needs to find some more time in the final sector. He's backed off. So that is the end of that lap for Labour with his teammate has gone up into 4th place on 21.8 as Cheetah is on a lap at the moment in that Renault.
Alright, so let's go on board with Cheetah. Yeah, it looks like I think Label I think he invalidated his lap as he gone over the curb or something. That's why he backed off.
Cheetah's a 10th up on his lap at the moment, by the way. This could well be enough for pole position, but he will have to improve in this final sector.
Oh,
He's gone
no.
wide there. That's definitely gone. He's gonna try and get back into the pitch quickly to set one more lap, but I doubt he'll be able to get out in time. We'll find out though.
Well, quick reactions from Cheetah there to avoid Tom as they enter the pit lane. Or that
I'm not sure what Tom was doing there. No,
I think he ran out of fuel.
I'm not sure if he crashed into the pit lane. Both Alfa Romeos now on out laps, by the way, and they're going for pole position between them. If Cheetah can't get out, it'll be an Alfa Romeo versus Alfa Romeo for pole position. If anybody else can get involved, maybe Joe.
Reese goes into the barriers. That's
down at turn 2.
Yeah, turn 2.
Not ideal for him at all, and that's his lap over as Lewis starts his final run.
Alright, so
he goes. You go.
Yeah. Alright, turn 3. Swooping right-hander. Takes it very nicely indeed. Going into sector 2. Picks up a bit of grass, but you can't get away with that. Heading towards the very, very interesting corner, because that was the corner that probably, well, in my opinion, very hard to nail, as well as this next sequence of corners, the fast left right. Try not to track extend on exit. Open the DRS, heading towards the final sector.
He's 2 tenths up.
Nicely, 2 tenths up. Nice, very good indeed. This lap is looking pretty good for Lewis. That will give him pole, actually, 2 tenths and a bit more. Hopefully he can nail this lap. Looks like he's gone slow at the final corner. Opens the DRS. Where is it going to be for BMGLewis? Across the line. It's only P2, 400ths of a second behind Driftkingpro, his teammate. So at the moment, Alfa Romeo looking very strong, and they are locking out the front row as it seems. But don't count the guys behind them out yet.
I think Cheetah's going to get another run here. He might well get around in time. He's got 20 seconds to go around the penultimate corner and start heading straight. He might well get another run here. Tom's crashed it down at turn 10. He's out of the session completely. But Driftkingpro, provisional pole man, what can he do at the moment? He is currently about 1/10 up on his current lap time. As sorry, Eddie, you're going to have to leave. As across the line comes Driftkingpro, and that is an improvement to a 20.9 and a provisional pole. And yeah, thank you for kicking in.
Yeah, sorry about that. I had to.
Joe went up into second place there with the 21.3. I missed that. That's a good lap there. As Reese is in the wall again, but Cheetah is now the man to watch. He's the 10th up in the first sector. Can he get onto provisional pole? He's probably going to be the one to challenge for pole. Labour Red Devil's still on a lap, but I don't think he'll be challenging for pole. So Cheetah is the man to watch at the moment in the closing stages.
Yes, as he heads towards the fast left right. What's his split? 700s, well, 800s up on his time. Yellow flags. Oh, that is just got out in time, and a lot of slow cars going around the circuit.
Labour Red Devil
so Cheetah. Yep. Oh,
Artie up
into 7. Oh, yeah. Good stuff from the racing point. Round the final sequence of corners. Can he improve? Round the final corner. Shift up the gears. Get him power as early as he dares. Cross the line. Where's it going to be? P2. 1/10 behind Driftkingpro. And I believe Driftkingpro has secured pole position for the RFL Season 4 Australian Grand Prix.
Yep, that is the case. So he takes pole position here for the first time on his debut, I think. I don't think he'd ever raced in RFL before, so his debut, he's secured pole position ahead of returning RFL driver Unleqitcheater, ex-Joe and Lewis on the second row, together with Tom Goy and Artie on the third row.
Yep, Labour Devil in 7th. Reese follows alongside him. Kubica in P9, Paraquix in the Mercedes in P10, Thorpe-Z in P11, and Scott in P12. Elster obviously crashing out of the session early on. He'll be starting right at the back of the grid. Pretty interesting qualifying, isn't it, Morks? Yeah. So that's your prediction out of the window.
Definitely Driftkingpro was very, very fast in that session. Much faster than I thought. I thought it was going to be between Cheetah and Lewis, and they line up 2nd and 4th respectively. But it looks like a positive season ahead for the Alfa Romeo team. They've got 2 very fast drivers in those cars, and I think they could well be on for constructors this season, but it is too early to predict, and we haven't even got into the race yet, and it looks very, very overcast. Could we see some rain in this race? It's very much possible in these sort of conditions.
Yeah, it does look very overcast, so we don't know. Or the weather may just, just have a little skip, and then we could have a exciting final few laps, or it could rain middle of the race. So, well, since the predictions have gone out the window, care to make another one, Marks, for the race?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well,
genuinely though, I think it's gonna be definitely like there's 4 drivers who I think are not ahead of the pack, but I think they're quick compared to the rest of the field, and that's obviously the top 4. Tom Gorin though, he's got some pace. He can get in there. Like if he can just nail a couple his strategy and get some good positions on lap 1, he could get in the fight. Artie, he hasn't raced since F1, well, at least in RFL, he hasn't raced since F1 2017, back in season 1. So, what can he do on his return to the league? Could he get a good result here? He starts 6th place today. It's possible, and he's between the 2 Hasses, Labour Red Devil. I think there's something positive about him this season. I think he could well do something good. He was in Tier 1 last season. He's been demoted this season due to not performing his Tier 1 standard in time trials. He's now in Tier 2. He's got an opportunity here to prove himself again of being a Tier 1 driver. And starting 7th place, you just got to make him a couple positions. He could well do it. And then we got the unknowns really for us, which are pretty much 8th down. We don't really know the pace of. Paraquix, I thought he was much faster than he seems to have. He started on the medium, so he probably would have been higher up the grid if he wanted to be. But I'm not sure on anybody else's pace. It would be a very interesting race, especially the man at the back in the McLaren, Alster. No idea on his pace.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on the guys that didn't had the opportunity to show their pace in qualifying, but obviously qualifying pace and race paces, you can say arguably 2 completely different things as a whole. So yeah, okay, the top 3 getting a little bit separated with the pack behind them. So I think they just want to get the most out of their heat in the tires, as it's pretty crucial in this year's game, I must say. So as they line up on the grid, be sure to leave your predictions in the chat room if you guys want to, and here we go. Well, everyone's in place, going to the 5 red lights for the start of RFL Season 4 Australian Grand Prix. The lights go out and we're green for racing. Looks like Driftkingpro got off to a very good start as they head into turn 1. Who's it gonna be? Alfa Romeo, watch out for them. And side by side with Joe and Lewis as they head into turn 3. And the Alfa Romeos have got ahead of their sister teammate in a way. Around the outside goes Joe. He's not giving this up that easily, going up the inside of turn 4. There goes the Ferrari, picks up the Renault, and that has gone horribly wrong. That's Paraquix into the... Whoa, a massive crash, and that has affected quite a few people there. Carbon fiber everywhere. That is not the start that a few of these guys would have wanted. So, that has gone horribly wrong for the likes of Paraquix.
So unlucky for Paraquix and Reese. They were just innocent bystanders there. They weren't even involved in the incident, and they were the ones who came out worse there. so unlucky for them, but it's a dream start for Alfa Romeo, 1-2 for them, and a terrible start for Cheetah and Joe. Joe got a decent getaway, but Cheetah just bogged down off the start and he got caught up in that collision. Terrible disappointment for both of them.
Yeah, and Tom is up into P3, so looks like Tom starting off very well, and no safety car at this point, so he's going to be completely under pressure from Alpha RT. So RT already showing his potential, and he's already challenging Tom for the podium of this race as they head into turn 1. Looks like RT has to stick behind for now. Can he get the slipstream down the straight? Looks like Tom has a bit more straight line speed than RT at this stage of the race. So Haas actually both looking pretty good, 3 and 5th. So yeah, looks like it's not only Alfa Romeo that's doing very well. Haas is also picked up the pieces and gone and capitalize on people's errors. As
Quite a
we
few cars
have
in pits, by the way.
yeah,
sorry, just
they
interrupt.
are.
Kubica went onto the hard,
No,
and then
no,
we
no.
got Cheetah on the mediums, Alster on the softs, and the Joe on the hards as well, all into the pits on lap 1 after that collision. Alster, I don't think was involved. He might have been involved in something in lap 1, starting at the back of the grid.
Yeah, I wonder what happened to Scott though, because I think he's come out behind, Kubica.
Oh,
After the pit stops there, as I say that, I'm sorry, I guess, commentator's curse again, so apologies. But Joe, I guess he lost it on the curve, I want to say. Oh, that was another close call. And that was him spinning out of the race. So as we head on to lap 3, Driftkingpro has absolutely pulled out the gap to his teammate, 1.5 seconds. Well, Alfa Romeos are clearly running away with this. Yep.
Driftkingpro actually is losing time to Lewis. It started off at 2.5 at the end of lap 1. Now it's 1.5, closing further, now 1.3. I think Lewis has the upper hand on his teammate here. And will they work as a team, or will they be separate in the drivers at this stage? I'm not sure. But Lewis definitely is the fastest of the two cars at the moment. But is he going to be able to get close now he starts feeling the effects of dirty air? But what I think we should be watching is this battle. Tom Gorian, Artie on his return to league racing, and Label Red Devil. All three of them very close together. Now DRS enabled, they could really get going on this fight.
Yeah, what a story this would be for RT. Skipping a whole season of league racing, and now he's already challenging for the podium position. So I think he'll be pretty happy if he can finish within this region. So Tom, I think feeling the pressure a little bit. I think RT's getting ever so close to the rear wing of the Haas. Is he gonna mount a challenge this occasion? Looks like he's just a little bit too far back. Maybe the second bite of the cherry at the second straight could help him out. He's nose to tail with Tom opposite DRS. Is he gonna have the power down the straight? He's going for it. Yes. Oh no, Tom moves under braking. That upsets his run for the next corner. Round the outside goes RT. Wheel banging between the pair of them. Oh, that's gonna get a little frosty there between the two. And looks like RT is going to have to stick behind the Haas for a little bit longer. But he's going to have to watch behind because the Red Devil, Tom's teammate, is right behind him to capitalize on any mistakes that he's made.
Do you think the two Haas are going to... actually Tom made a little mistake here. Oh, he's on the back of him. And this could be an opportunity. I think it's going to be risky to try and thing into turn 9. And I think he's not going to do that. But Artie will be all over the back of him down towards turn 11, down this DRS straight, and Artie out of the DRS zone, open DRS, he's getting closer to Tom, he's getting closer. Which way is he going to go? Tom goes outside, Artie goes to the inside, braking as late as he can, and Artie is up into P3 on the return to RFL from season 1, and Label Red Devil up the inside there on turn 12, can't make the move though, and now down towards turn 13, Tom keeps the position, but Artie is on the podium in his return to RFL. Brilliant story if he can hold it.
Yeah, well, that is absolute story and a half. And looks like Tom, he's struggling on his tires, I want to say, because he was losing his rear tires quite a bit and kicking the back end out. Oh, again. So yeah, so I'm not sure if it's down to temperatures or he's just used up all his tires. Yeah, I want to say it's temperatures, because if the tires get too hot, you can lose it under braking, under acceleration, anything. Yeah, Tom has to cool off his tires, or else he's gonna end up in the barrier at some point. Sorry if I jinxed it again.
Well, he's got pressure from his teammate, and I think if they're thinking about constructors, Labour Red Devil should just be let by here by Tom, because he might be able to challenge Artie, who's already 2.2 seconds ahead of Tom. Here comes Labour Red Devil, he's on the back now, and maybe he's out of turn 10 towards the turn 11. He can do a move like Artie did, but let's have a look through turn 10. That's a poor run compared to Tom, and Tom's just pulled away, and I don't think it's going to be any opportunity here for Labour Red Devil, but Tom surely is going to have to come into the pits very soon. And out in front, the gap now is less than a second. It's 8 tenths of a second, and they head onto the DRS straight. This could be Lewis and Driftkingpro fighting for the lead here on only lap 6 of this race.
As we ride on board with the two horses, looks like Label has gone a more decent run this time compared to last time. Tom shifting away from the racing line to avoid giving his teammate the slipstream. But as they head into lap 6, I don't think Label has the straight line speed compared to Tom, so this could be the difference in setup. And yeah, it looks like Tom is gone for a low drag setup compared to his teammate. So interesting how the two drivers are doing different setups in a way. As
Cheater fastest lap there.
Yeah.
So, just looking though back on the back, well, not really battle at the moment, further back. What do you reckon the strategy is now for Cheater, Alster, USR Kibitzer and Joe? Because they obviously were all caught up in that early incident, and now they're just kind of running their own races. Do you think they're going to try and go for the fastest lap point at the end of the race if the opportunity comes, or do you reckon they're going to try and chase down maybe even the Hassers? I don't know how quick they're going to be. Or what do you think they're going to try and do here throughout this race?
Yeah, because they're on the medium, some of them are on the softs.
Alfa Romeo in the pits, that's Lewis in the pits. He's trying the undercut on his teammate. Sorry just to interrupt you there, but this is important for the lead battle. Lewis
comes
into the pits for Alfa Romeo.
What tire is he going to put on? Looks like it's medium? No, hards. So it just shifted color. Yeah. Anyway, coming out the pit, so I would think that Lewis is going to the end of the race. Tom has pitted for a new set of tires, so he's gone to the hards as well. So Label, it's gonna be interesting to see if he can perform the overcut. Normally it doesn't happen that way, but we won't know. Maybe he has, kept a bit of grip in his tires to try and come and negate the undercut effect, so let's see. But going back to your question, with Cheetah, Alistair, Kibitzer, Joe, those who are on the hards, I think they could just make it to the end. But mediums and softs, I think they are going to have to pit again. Well, certainly the softs. Mediums, 50-50, I'm not sure.
So. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so fastest lap point, yeah, I don't see why not. They could try it. They are within the top 10, all of them, so
Driftkingpro then.
It'd be interesting. Driftkingpro is into the pits.
Because now we've got a battle to watch. It's the two Alfa Romeos here, battling for the lead. It could well be done in the pits for Lewis. He's now coming to turn 12 at the moment, whilst Driftkingpro is getting stubbed. I'll keep an eye on where Lewis is. He's in the penultimate corner.
He's on the soft tires, Driftkingpro. Sorry to interrupt you there.
Well, let's just watch where they're going to come out quickly. Who's going to be in the lead? Lewis or Driftkingpro? There's Driftkingpro out now. And here is Lewis. Lewis on the outside. Driftkingpro on the inside. Lewis will get the undercut round the corner. He can't. And without DRS assistance, he may well have to stay behind. But with slipstream, he could get ahead. Down towards turn 3 we go. He has to stay behind. But Driftkingpro on those softs now. What is his strategy?
Tom Gorian in P5 looks like he is. Oh, Label is still staying out. So I would think that Label is gonna hit at the lap before, but he's gone and will go for another lap. So interesting, the strategy being pulled out by Drift King, that he has gone to the soft compound. So interesting.
Is it going to be
what do you
double
make of
soft
that?
medium? I think it's going to be a double soft medium, so we'll go to about lap 15 on the soft and then do a medium to the end. And it'll be much quicker than Lewis at the end, but will it be enough to close down what will be about a 20-second gap at that point? I'm not sure. I mean,
Yeah,
to be honest, if he just came out, he would have known that Lewis was on the path. He could check the teammate status. Why didn't he just copy Lewis? And he would have had track position. He would have been on fresher tyres. He would have been on the same strategy. Surely that's the better thing to do. There's no point taking a risk at the moment because he looks like he could be a championship contender along with his teammate. And I think by just copying his teammate in this situation, that would have been the best thing to do. If Labour Red comes to the pits, where will he come out? Probably behind
where is
both his teammate and Archie as they come
has
out
gone
the
ahead
final
of
corner.
Tom?
Yeah,
oh,
Archie
wait, that
has
has happened
not won.
before.
But
Yep,
Tom
never
did get
mind.
off in the pits. So there comes Labour Red Devil out in towards P6. Cheetah is in P6 at the moment. He's not too far behind this pack, but he needs to make at least one more stop. Those mediums will definitely make the end. Otherwise it'll be a masterclass of a drive. But the gap now already in front is pulled about by 2 seconds in the last lap and a bit. So at the moment Driftkingpro strategy is working okay, but we're going to really have to see the gap at the pit stops to see whether it's going to be the right call or the wrong call. I have the feeling it's the wrong call, considering this track is hard to overtake at.
Yeah, same, because, well, he's gonna have to do all the work now, and from what I see now, looks like Lewis is just hanging on, so it doesn't look like Drift King is pulling out the gap that he needs to make a pit stop and try to and not lose too much time.
Tom's right all over the back of him there. Tom could make a move down towards 10-11. Artie defends the inside. Tom to the outside. Haas versus Alfa Romeo. This is a similar move that we saw a few moments ago.
Whoa.
With these two as they're side by side, banging wheels. And round the outside goes Tom. He can't do it there. And on the penultimate corner, he can't do it either. He's going to have to wait now for the DRS protection that occurs right here. That was the time of the sessions on P7. Disappointing from him on his debut. But here comes Tom on Alfa Rossi, down towards turn 1.
Look at the
He's
straight
going
line
to go for the inside.
speed.
The straight line speed is huge there, as down the inside he goes. He's going to take that podium position. Artie has no fight back. Maybe down the straight, he's going to be able to use the slipstream despite not having DRS to make another challenge on Tom down towards turn 3. He goes to the outside, he breaks later, but he can't get the move done. He's made a bit of contact ahead as well. And look at Label Red Devil, he's right in this battle now. He's got the best view in the house, and he can capitalise on any mistakes these two make. I think it's calmed down a little bit now, but Artie goes wide, and now Label Red Devil could get all over the back of Artie. Down the inside, he can't make a move there, and he's going to wait a little bit longer.
Artie has damage on his front wing, so he's losing downforce, so Label is gonna be all over the back of the racing point. And as they hit towards the second sector, yeah, look at RT, he's losing pace all over the place. And that front wing damage is not gonna prove any good as they hit towards the second sector. Well, fast left right, DRS assistance is gonna be available for Label Red Devil. And look at the speed that Label got off the corner as they hit into the final sector. RT doing very well to keep his racing point on the track and not allow Label to just breeze past him. So even though with the damage, RT still holding on very strong. Very good stuff from the racing point.
Just a quick comment quickly. I was just said in the chat, devastating drive from both sessions. Australia is really my worst track. However, we go again next week. Yeah, move there if I can talk. So yeah, I'm lucky for Malster. Hopefully he can return next week.
Here goes Label round the outside. Yep, sorry about that. Is he gonna make it stick around turn 3? Round the outside goes Label, and yeah, RT has just gotta have to accept the inevitable. And there goes Label Red Devil in the Haas, and it's a Haas 3-4. So looking at the team constructor standings, Alfa Romeo will be leading alongside, well, not alongside, behind them is going to be the Haas F1 team. So That's a change, isn't it? Oh, and there goes Cheetah up the inside of RT. Oh, that's a bit of a squeeze and a half, but I think all is well, and they both carry on.
G is back in the hunt now with RT's front wing damage. Will RT be able to go the whole distance here without stopping again? I doubt he is, because I think he's going to have to stop again to avoid losing positions to Cheetah, despite Cheetah making another pit stop, and maybe towards the two Ferraris as well, who are 19 seconds behind this battle, but both on hards, maybe possibly able to make the end. So I think RT really might have the decision to make. Does he pit and fix his front wing damage, or does he stay out and just risk it and defend his position on track? I think if he's going to pit, he'll probably pit about like 15, 16 to go on the mediums. So we're going to really have to see then. But it's going to be an interesting one and an important call he's going to have to make. It here comes Cheetah on the back of RT now. Which way is he going to go? He's going to go to the inside, and this should be an easy move, I think, on the brakes. He goes the inside, and he's got the move. RT has no response, and he's slipping down and down the order after what looked like a dream return to league racing, up towards P3 in the opening laps here. He's falling down the order, and hopefully, for his sake, he can get back up there later.
Yes, so he has a 19-second gap to the guys behind him. So I don't know if he wants to challenge Cheetah. I guess he's gonna have to pit again. But if he wants to remain in P6, I think he'll just hang around, not pit. So let's see what RT wants to do. Like you said, he's gonna have to make a decision at some point. But 3.5 seconds out in the lead is Driftkingpro, pulled out the gap to his teammate. And, well, 3.5 seconds. Yeah, okay, he's pulled out the gap that he should do. But he's yet to make another stop. So, Lewis, in the end, will still jump ahead of his teammate. But, yeah, I still can't wrap my head around what kind of strategy that Driftkingpro was going for. But anyway, enough of that. Looks like Cheetah
looking at the gap, looking at the gap between Driftkingpro and then obviously not Lewis, but everyone else, he looks like he's going to be on for a comfortable second anyway. So really, he's just got to try and keep his head now, hope for some sort of safety car or virtual safety car to bring him right back into this race. And he's got to push in these laps now. He can't sit around anymore. He's got to push to win this race. I mean, it's looked like an uphill battle, and we'll find out more hopefully if he finishes on the podium later. But this looks like a really uphill battle for him, and he's just got to start pushing and putting in the laps now, and pulling about a second and a half on Lewis behind.
Yep, label Red Devil under pressure from Cheetah already. Cheetah finding a lot of pace on this set of tires, and Label just can't. I think the hard tires maybe not gripping in as well as the medium tires, and I don't know. Switchback from Cheetah, very sweet there. Looks like Label just got that covered, and he may well have to wait for the DRS as the next lap 15 comes about. But looks like at this stage, Cheetah on these mediums have the better pace as it stands. Yes, as I get my words out. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, a bit of
here comes Cheetah though down the inside in towards turn 1. That's an easy move, and that's the position. It's interesting how he's still got more pace than these hard runners, despite being on now quite old mediums, which are probably coming to the end of its life now. I reckon he's going to come in soon onto another set of mediums, and he could still, dare I say it, get onto the podium here. He's got amazing pace at the moment, and on those fresh set of mediums with everyone on older hards, he'll be rapid compared to Tom, Label and Artie, and I think he's got a chance potentially to get a podium here. And what a result that would be, considering what happened on lap 1.
Yeah, indeed. So Cheetah showing his pace at the moment, and looks like it's paying dividends as it stands. He splits the two Haas drivers. Can he catch another one over the course of the race? Looking down the order, RT, well, that's a monstrous gap now between himself and Label. He's gonna have to do something if he wants to try something, I guess. Try to attack the guys ahead of him. And the two Ferraris, well, not having the best of time, are they? and they'll be going to the end, but not sure if they're gonna gain any positions as Joe pushes. No, that's Kubica. Pushes his Ferrari to the absolute limits there, and that's very close stuff, I must say. But yeah, our closest battle, I guess, we have is between Cheetah and Label, but looks like Cheetah is catching up to the other Haas already. And
yeah, he gained half a
yeah.
second in that lap alone. He's really on the pace at the moment. He's matching the leader's pace at the moment, despite being on very, very old mediums. Matching Lewis, who's on quite fresh hards and also one of the quickest drivers at the moment on track. So Driftkingpro is the fastest on track at the moment, but you'd expect that he's on softs. But then it's Cheetah, the next fastest on track at the moment. So Cheetah really doing well on those 13-lap-old mediums. And if I was Driftkingpro, I'd be watching this and thinking, I mean, I don't know whether he knows, but I'd be thinking about this, what Cheetah's doing at the moment, thinking, I gotta get onto the mediums as soon as possible, because those mediums are fast, but you don't want to make it so it's imbalanced. But I think he should have pitted that lap, to be honest. But you've got to make it so it's not imbalanced and you're spending too much time on the mediums. But even 14 laps in now to these tyres, Cheetah's still got really good pace, so Driftkingpro's got to come into the pit soon, surely.
Yeah, he has to. 8 laps on that set of compound. Well, I think what's the longest we've seen? I think it's 9 laps or 10
on the softs. Yeah, about 9.
Yeah, the softs.
But obviously
yeah,
everyone was qualifying that first stint as well on those same set of tyres, so that's why the stint was shorter. So Driftkingpro I expect to see in this lap, maybe next lap. So I'll just have a look on the telemetry. I can't see it indicating for a pit stop, but I expect him to be in very, very soon.
Yeah, indeed. And Cheetah, I'm surprised that the mediums have not worn off still, and he is still catching Tom. 1.6 seconds is the gap as he picks up a penalty, so that's not going to help his cause over the course of this race. But
Lewis
yeah, he is still gaining.
That could be crucial, because Driftkingpro only has 2 warnings at the moment, so he picked them up on the last lap, so he can easily go without another warning, because he did the first 15 laps without warning. It's Driftkingpro's in pits now. But if Driftkingpro's got pace, he can catch up to Lewis, get within 3 seconds, sit there and win this race. But it's a tall now, into the pits he comes. You're going to have to see how far away he is behind Lewis. Lewis now down in towards turn 1, he takes the lead of this race as Thorpsey is out on his debut. Disappointment for him as well as Alster, who retired earlier on their debuts. We'll hopefully see them back next week and looking stronger as well. As here comes Driftkingpro. Will he come out ahead of the half of Tom Gorin? He will. And how far behind Lewis? 16 seconds he's got to recover. Can he recover that? It's a tall order. He's got 13 laps.
RT is into the pits, so he's had enough of that front wing damage and he's gonna get that front wing off. So he'll lose positions to both Ferraris, I want to say.
Oh, that's Tom Gorin.
Oh!
Down towards turn 3. He span on the exit. I briefly saw it on my camera shot there, and he's now down towards P5, and those tyres could well be very, very hot now. And he could have well overheated them like he did in the first stint, and that could be the cause of his spin there. And it's disappointment for Tom Gorin. And he's now got an uphill task. He's behind his teammate. And his teammate now is in a provisional podium place. And will be a brilliant race from him. Labour Red Bull starting 7th on the grid. If he can get on the podium, but it looks like Haas versus Haas for this podium now. And maybe Cheetah, if he's got this pace in the final stint. As Joe has left the session, I will try and get him back in.
Yep, indeed. Yeah, Cheetah. You would think that he's going to pit in very, very soon. And as he comes around the final corner, is he going to pit for a new set of tires? Yes, he is. He is coming in for a new set of tires, and you would think he'll be going on to a set of softs, I want to say.
Sorry, Joe, didn't mean to invite you. Can you please quiet, please, Armin?
Right, so he's gone. Yeah, I don't think so. I think he's gone to a setup. Yep, medium tires is Cheetah on now, so he's gonna have an uphill battle. And looks like Label Red Devil has done a swap with his teammate Tom Gorin. So Tom, back into the podium positions. but they're gonna have to watch behind them because a very fast cheetah on the medium compound tires that he's shown the pace is gonna be chasing after them. So Driftkingpro, 15 seconds is the difference between himself and his teammate. 10 laps to go. Oh, that's about 1.5 seconds per lap, I want to say. So he's gonna, but he's gaining a lot. I think he gained quite a few more, or kind of gained a bit more time. 16 seconds is the gap now. And as they hit towards the final corner, what's it gonna be by the end of this lap? Yeah, it's gone down to 15 seconds, so he is definitely gaining time on his teammate. But is it gonna be enough? That's the question. 10 laps to go.
Yep. So I was kind of just trying to get Joe back in. He can't get back in. So sorry, I was kind of distracted in the last few laps. So I don't actually know what's going on. I didn't see Tom's now ahead of Labour Red Devil again. I completely missed that. Cheetah's pitted. He's now 16.1 behind. You probably mentioned all this, so apologies if I'm repeating.
No, it's all good.
So Cheetah is now 16 seconds behind. We'll keep an eye on his lap times to see how he's closing in ahead. And if he can maybe make a challenge on the Haas cars. As Joe was telling me, his game's crashed, so disappointed from him. Hopefully he can get back in, because that means he'll be able to claim his points for this race. If he can get back in quick enough. And then
RT showing his pace.
Yep, fastest lap of the race going to the Alfa Romeo, not Alfa Romeo, for Racing Point man with Alfa in his name. And hopefully for him, he can push on now, maybe chase after USR Kubica, who is on 70 lap old hard tyres, and maybe have to pit again. And then maybe if he's really quick, up towards the Hasses, but that's a very, very tall order. And it looks like Cheetah is the man to do that, as Cheetah is lighting up the sectors, I think. He has just set a personal best first and middle sector, and he is really lighting up these sector times at the moment. He is about 5 times up on his personal best. This could well be a new fastest lap of the race that we're seeing right now on this lap from Cheetah, and he's already closing 2 seconds on Labour Red Devil on this lap alone. Same with Drift King as well, closing in 2 seconds on Lewis on the last lap. But I think he has to keep this up if he wants to win this race. He's got to be within 3 seconds, remember, of Lewis to win this race. Cheetah comes across the line, not the fastest lap of the race. RT did get a fastest lap on those mediums, 24.6 with RT's lap time.
Yep, so RT's fastest lap is a 24.6. Cheetah only managed a 25.1, so that just shows how fast RT's lap time was.
Yep, so USR Kubica comes to the pit. He's now back out in the Ferrari car, and he's now on the fresh set of the medium tyres. So I think he's just aiming now to finish this race. There isn't a need to push anymore. He's a long, long way behind. He probably will just try and get fastest lap maybe if he has the pace to do so. As across the line we come now to start lap 21 on board with Driftkingpro. He is 14 seconds off the leader. Extra has joined, so that's good. He'll probably be able to finish this race and claim those 4 precious championship points.
Yes, every point counts in this league, and any points lost, points gained can mean everything come to the end of the season. And coming around, looks like, yeah. What you say? Are the two stoppers gonna get the guys ahead of them?
Maybe Cheetah, because Cheetah's got a massive pace advantage on the Hasses, but the pace is too similar between Driftkingpro and Lewis, like just generally that it's meaning that Driftkingpro will never ever get close to Lewis. Lewis is going to have to get loads of penalties if Driftkingpro wants to win this race. So I think now Driftkingpro's best hope is getting probably within about 9 seconds, I'd say, of Lewis, and hoping Lewis has to pick up 2 more penalties before the end of this race, which I see would be unlikely. If I'm totally honest, Driftkingpro hasn't picked up any more penalties, and he hasn't.
Oh, one of the Haas's has spun. It's Tom again, and he's this time gone into the barriers, but I don't think there's damage to his front wing. So Tom again, it's gone too hot with his tires, and he's losing ground to his teammate once again.
He's losing ground to his teammate and to Cheetah behind, who is now only 4.5 seconds behind him, and he's been closing in by about 2 seconds a lap. So within the end of lap 24, we're right on the back of Tom, and I think Tom now is going to lose that P4 and go down to P5 in this race. So, just looking actually on penalties, Tom has no penalties. Cheetah has 1 penalty. Labour Red Devil had no penalties. So, Cheetah's still got the uphill battle in that sense. He's got to pull 3 seconds on either half that he overtakes, either of those penalties. But at the moment, his aim now is to close in on Tom and close in on Labour Red Devil if he wants a good result ahead.
Yes, indeed. And yeah, Tom is just losing pace left, right, and center. His tires, I think, yeah, it's just too hot, and he's gonna have to watch out for that for future races. Or it could just be an Australia thing, because I also experienced a similar thing in another league and ended up spinning into the barriers at turn 10. So yeah, end of that story. You don't have to talk any more about that. But yeah, these guys, obviously they're gonna be pushing as hard as they can and trying to get the most out of their tires, and at some point they're just gonna give up at one stage. And yeah, so Cheetah 2.9 seconds behind Tom. He's gaining every corner pretty much, I want to say. And as they start lap 23, 6 laps left till the end of this race.
Yep, and it's mainly the battle for third that's up for grabs here. I think anything else is, for all the other drivers, first, second, 6th, 7th and 8th are pretty much locked in now. Lewis is going to take, at the end of the day, quite a convincing victory, but it came in the way. I mean, it's not done yet. I don't want to commentate it's cursing, but I'm going to say it anyway. It looks as if he's on course for a convincing victory, which came in the way of consistent driving after a poor qualifying. Same with his teammate. His teammate did a different strategy, and it's just not worked out for him. And we'll analyse it properly in RFL Live later this week. I'm sure we'll all have our opinions on that podcast. You can view it on the YouTube channel as well. We'll be doing it on Thursday at 7 PM UK time. We'll be analysing both races, Tier 1 and Tier 2. Tier 1 comes later tonight at 9 PM later, but we'll analyse this as a key point as Driftkingpro strategy, which I find odd, to say the least. I mean, it worked for Cheetah, but he was forced into it by his early lap collision.
Yes, that is true. And as the laps go by, Tom is just gonna see a a yellow dot appearing in his wing mirrors pretty shortly. It's just gonna get ever so slightly larger and larger, and yeah, probably the inevitable might happen, but we won't know. Cheetah may use up his tires a little bit too much, and yeah, probably burned out his tires, so we'll see. But at the moment, that doesn't seem like it's the case. Looks like he is getting very close to Tom already, within DRS range. Look at the grip that he has around the corners. Gain about 2/10 around the corner, so it's just a crazy pace that Cheetah has. Can he size Tom up before the start of Sector 3? No, he's not, so he's gonna stay behind for now. But probably he's gonna get him down the main straight, if not down into turn 3. And that's probably... Oh no, there's a bit of rear wing touching there, and Tom is in the pit lane. Yeah, so Tom has accepted that he can't do on these set of tires anymore and he's gonna have to switch to a new set of tires. And Cheetah on his merry way to hunt down Label Red Devil for the podium positions.
Just remember that Cheetah does have 3 seconds of penalty, so this gap is effectively 5.3, but you've got a moving obstacle in the way of Label Red Devil himself between Cheetah getting that podium and missing out. So it's Label Red Devil versus Cheetah for the podium, and it's an Alfa Romeo 1-2 in this race, and it looks all tidy up front between these two drivers. It's just now bringing it home for the team and to bring an Alfa Romeo 1-2 with maximum points except for the fastest lap point, with Driftkingpro taking the pole position point, which is a new feature in RFL this year. Just a quick check, fastest lap at the moment is going to Alpha Arty on a 1:24.6. Tom Gorin probably has come in for a fastest lap, so watch out for him in these closing laps. There's a yellow flag somewhere on the circuit. I don't see who for those. Cheetah is now on the back of Label Red Devil.
Yeah, look at the grip that Renault has, and 16 lap old mediums. Yeah, you would think so. That hards, I should say. You would think that the mediums would be a better tire at this stage. And look at the straight line speed that Cheetah has. Label just has nothing to answer for it, and there goes Cheetah on his merry way. And yeah, he's going to be pulling up the gap to the guys behind him now. 3 seconds that he has
He's got to
pull
get
out.
3 seconds in this next 4 laps. I think he can do it. I think Cheetah is going to make a miraculous recovery from being almost last on lap 1, making an early pit stop, being forced into the 2-stop to get onto the podium, and what result it will be, and what a statement it will be to the rest of the drivers that he is here for the championship. He is not just here to mess around, he is quick and he is ready to fight for this season's championship. And this will be a huge statement if he can keep the podium, but he's got to pull out now. A 3-second gap with 2 extra seconds he's got to find. He's now already a second ahead of Label Red Devil. I think Label Red Devil is beginning to struggle with his tyres, and it'll be unfortunate for him as Tom Gorin has just set a blistering first sector there. He is much quicker than anybody else in that first sector, and he looks well that he could well take the fastest lap here. Artie's first sector was slower than what Tom Gorin has done that first sector, so Tom Gorin could well get the fastest lap here, but he did lose quite a bit of time in the middle sector compared to everyone else. So keep an eye on this for you now as he comes down towards the final few corners, as locking up in towards turn 12 there, turn 11, sorry, and through turn 12 he goes. Pretty much a qualifying lap, isn't it, because it's for that fastest lap point. He's currently in 5th place. He is 3.7 seconds ahead of Artie. Round the final corner he goes, and towards the line. Will this be the fastest lap for Tom Gorin? No, it's not. Artie keeps the fastest lap for now, but there's still a few more laps of opportunity for Tom Gorin to claim this fastest lap, and maybe Label Red Devil when he comes to the pit. He's now 3 seconds behind Cheetah. Cheetah looks like he's going to claim 3rd place here, and a brilliant drive by Cheetah here.
Yeah, Cheetah absolutely on it at the moment, and he is pulling that gap as much as he can to negate that penalty, and well, at this stage he's done it already. But looks like the battle at the front has not amounted. Drift King just couldn't find enough to challenge his teammate. Penultimate lap starts, and Lewis, without jinxing it, looks like he's gonna be taking this victory. And Driftkingpro, maybe he would be, you know, maybe he, well, in a way he could have gone for the 1-stop, but in a way maybe he thought that the 2-stop was quicker. Maybe he didn't experiment before, I don't know. But yeah, sometimes it's in different circumstances, yes, that's the word, different things can happen. So, but looking down the grid, yeah, Cheetah, absolute blistering. The 2 Haas's doing very well, putting themselves in 4th and 5th, is going to help them in the constructor standings. Positions gain wise, they are, well, Label Red Devil gained 3 positions, so Tom maintains in P5. Alpha RT maintains in P6.
With the
Kubica
fastest
up
lap
2
point.
places.
As it stands.
Oh yeah, with the fastest lap. Yep, with the fastest lap point. A very strong fastest lap. Because it seems like nobody can match up to RT's fastest lap at this stage. So, yeah, good on him to secure that solid fastest lap. And Kubica up 2 places Joe. Unfortunate for him, we couldn't see what he could have done, possibly, if he was in the mix, having he not spin. And yeah, so Lewis already starts the final lap, and he's already into the middle sector. So you would think he's gonna take this victory. Well, any comments, Morgs, on this race? I think he's gone. Well, I think got some few interesting topics to talk about in RFL Live.
Yep, definitely. We got Lewis, very consistent today. Driftking's with strategy, Cheetah's recovery drive, the battle of the two Hasses and Alpha RT in the opening laps, and throughout the race between the two Hasses as well. A brilliant race as a whole, and a way to kick off RFL Season 4. Not the best race we've ever seen in RFL, but a good one nonetheless. As here comes Lewis around the final corner. I'll let you cross the line.
Thank you, Morix, but as Lewis comes across the line, he's going to take a very convincing win. 8 seconds ahead of his teammate Alfa Romeo, taking a 1-2 here at RFL Tier 2. Across the line goes Drift King. It's going to help loads in the constructor standings. And Cheetah, he's going to come round the final few sequence of corners now to complete what is a very, very good, well, good is an understatement, recovery drive after having front wing damage on lap 1, pitting, doing the alternate strategy. He comes home to finish in P3, P12, that came out of nowhere. So sorry. Label Red Devil comes home in P4 for Haas F1. Tom Gorin will finish in P5. Not right behind, but behind his teammate to complete a 4-5 for Haas. Alpha RT, after having front wing damage.
In the wall. There goes. Yep, Tom almost took the fastest lap there, but didn't, just missed out. So RT's going to claim the fastest lap there. As Kubica span, and he'll be our final finisher of this race, with Joe being a lap down and not here at the end of the race. He might have left a bit earlier, but he did rejoin earlier. But yeah, Kubica, he's going to come home in 7th place, just scoring the points. That's all you need to do at the start of the season. Get the ball rolling, and then he can push on later on.
Yep, let us know who's your driver of the day, as we think that got a few contenders for driver of the day. Do leave it down in the chat room. And right, so, well, Morix, who's going to be your driver of today?
I'm torn between two, so obviously you got to say Lewis. After his teammate changed strategy, it was a very controlled drive, but just because he didn't have to really, after his teammate changed strategy, he didn't really have to work for it. It was still a good drive, but I'm just going to have to give it to Cheetah just because of his recovery drive and going from almost last to 3rd place. Yeah, a lot of it was because of retirements, but he did get past the Hasses and Alfa RT legitimately, who looked strong today, and I think that was a brilliant drive from the Renault man.
Yes, indeed. And Cheetah has got a few of his votes already in the chat, so pretty good stuff from him. We will take us down the final finishing positions, Morgs.
So, Lewis wins here in Australia for RFL, and Driftkingpro completes an Alfa Romeo 1-2. Cheetah comes home in 3rd place for Renault, and then 2 Hasses follow in 4th and 5th with Label on top. Alfa RT in 6th place with 2 Ferraris following with Kubica and Joe 7th and 8th. And then you've got DNF there of Thorpsey, Alster, Scott, Reese and Power Quicks all early on for the last few, sorry. And Alfa RT claims the fastest lap point, whilst Driftkingpro claims the pole position point for this race.
Yep, very nice stuff. So we're going to get some of the podium interviews. I'll let you take over this one, Morgs, because I'm not the best with questions.
Okay, so okay, it's only Driftkingpro at the moment, so just wait a minute to see whether Lewis joins and Cheetah. And if not, we'll just start straight away with our second place man, which is Driftkingpro. So I'll just give both of them another invite, and I'll just wait 1 second. Um, let's make a quick tweet for RFL. Yeah, right, so I don't know where the others are joining, so if you just keep inviting them, but I'll start now with Driftkingpro. So, second place for yourself with your teammate winning today. You took pole position there for the pole position points, so that's good, but, as Lewis is here now, but I'll carry on with you. But probably disappointment with the way your strategy didn't really work out, probably as you wanted it to. What happened?
Well, me pace on the softs. I felt really good on the softs, and I really felt like I could do something with them. But when I pitted with the on the softs, on the sorry, the harder tires, sorry, it felt alright. But Lewis's pace on the hards, I just couldn't keep up with. I felt good like with the car, but just nothing really came out of it.
So, was it planned to go on the two-stop, and you thought
Yeah.
that because of the pace and the softs, you thought you could do it? So, my question to you then is why? You probably knew your teammate went onto the hard compound tyres. He was really your main competitor, and you had the track position, so why didn't you just copy him?
That's a good question, but I thought the hards would deteriorate a lot near the end of his stint, and I kind of thought to myself, right, if I'm on a quicker tire and his tires are a lot worse off, plus with a slower tire, I thought, you know what, gamble it. Why not? You know what I mean? So, it's one of
Yeah.
those.
So,
Yeah.
you go. Alright.
Oh no. I was just agreeing.
Okay.
I'm happy with
Right.
all of it though.
Okay, good. Because looking at today's pace, then you got pole position, like by quite convincingly as well. Except I think it was Cheetah who was quite close to you, but to your teammate who ended up winning the race, you were quite convincing. So, do you think you have the qualifying pace, or do you think that you're going to all round drive and you can compete for this championship?
I think, I don't want to sound like cocky in saying that, but when you saw my pace on the start, when everyone was on like softs and whatever, I was like blitzing away, especially from the start. Like my start was unreal. Like I don't want to sound like arrogant, but it just was. Got really good with that. But I think all round, I reckon I'll be alright.
Well, that's
It's
everything
my
I'll
debut,
have to
so.
ask for you. So, unless oh yeah, congratulations, it is your debut as well. So, alright, do you have any questions for Drift King?
No, and well, congrats on your win. Well, no, second place.
Oof. No.
Sorry.
No.
Sorry. Yep, it's 2 a.m. for me. Apologize.
No, that's good.
Right, so we'll move on to our race winner then, Lewis. So congratulations on your win, and I mean, it probably came as quite a shock when you saw Driftkingpro come out
Morris.
on the yeah.
Yeah, before you go on, I think I'm not sure why, but I think you have to add add Lewis as a friend, so because he can't hear you or something.
Okay. I've added him as a friend, so he might have to add me as a friend. I don't know. Can you hear him?
I can hear
Can
him.
you hear now?
I can't hear him. So what I'm gonna do?
Yeah.
I muted myself. What I'm gonna do?
He-
I'll ask the question. Oh no, he's gonna rejoin. Never mind.
Yeah,
I'll
he's
just
rejoining.
ask the question. Your stream can hear it, and then you just let me know when he's
Yikes.
done. I don't know.
Right, I'll leave this
Yeah.
anyway, so yeah. In a bit, lads.
Alright, well done.
Alright. See ya. Congrats on your second place. Yeah, I nearly said win again.
Right, I'll just try and
Um,
invite what's his name back? Lewis.
Lewis, yeah.
Got his name. I can't find him on my recents. That's good. Ah, there we go. So if he doesn't rejoin in within a minute, we'll just wrap up. Oh, he's here now, straight away. Right. I can hear him. I can hear him. Yes. Brilliant.
Yep, good.
Right. So, well done today on your win, Lewis. Just remember to include your audio for the stream. Um, like when you saw then Driftkingpro come out on the soft compound tires, did you think that you'd like done a really good strategy? Do you think he'd messed it up, or what was your emotion then when you saw that? Because in the commentary box we thought that he'd ruined his strategy. Well, he did say himself that he chose to do that strategy. He said he felt good in the softs and he decided to carry on and try the two stop. So, on your own race though, you only qualified in fourth place and you got a really good start into turn 1, 2, and 3. You were battling for a little bit. I think it was with Joe. So, just talk us through the first few corners of that race.
Lewis, I've got a bit of. Well, have you included your audio? Because some people are saying that you haven't included your audio. Oh.
Oh,
Is it because of the do not disturb?
or the privacy settings. That they can hear you, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to wrap up.
Yep. We're just gonna have to wrap up. Congrats, Lewis, on your victory. Anything else to add, Morks, before we end off?
No, I don't have anything to add.
Right then. Hmm.
The stream can't hear you anyway. We'll talk in a second, but we just end the stream.